Queen Maeve, a name whispered in awe and fear. This legendary warrior queen was no ordinary woman. She was born to power. Her father, the High King of Ireland, ensured that. He placed her on the throne of Connacht. This wasn't just any province, it was a kingdom steeped in ancient magic and fierce warriors. But power often comes with a price. For Maeve, it was a marriage of convenience to King Conchobar of Ulster. Theirs was not a love story. The union was meant to solidify alliances. However, it only fueled Maeve's ambition. She craved power, not a husband who would limit her. This desire for control led her down a dark path. She killed her own sister, creating a rift between her father, the High King, and Conchobar. This act set the stage for a lifetime of power struggles and bloody conflict. Maeve's thirst for power was insatiable, and she would stop at nothing to maintain it. As Queen of Connacht, Maeve ruled with an iron fist. She was a formidable warrior, leading her armies into battle with unmatched ferocity. Her red hair flowed like a banner of defiance, and her voice could command obedience or strike fear into the hearts of men. But Maeve's reign was not solely defined by bloodshed. She was a shrewd ruler, a capable administrator, and a cunning strategist. She understood the delicate balance of power and used it to her advantage. She forged alliances, manipulated her enemies, and always kept her eyes on the prize, the continued prosperity and dominance of Connacht. Her ambition knew no bounds. She desired wealth, power, and most importantly, equality with her husband, Éire-History. She refused to play the role of a subservient wife. Maeve craved recognition as a ruler in her own right, an equal partner in her marriage, and a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Her relentless pursuit of these goals would ultimately lead to the most famous chapter in her legend, the cattle raid of Cuchulain. This epic conflict would test her strength, her cunning, and her resolve, forever etching her name in the annals of Irish mythology. The seeds of the cattle raid of Cuchulain were sown in a seemingly innocuous event, a debate between Maeve and her husband, Éire-History. They argued about their respective wealth, each claiming to be richer than the other. This clash of egos, this battle of wills, ignited a firestorm that would consume both their kingdoms. Éire-History possessed a magnificent white-horned bull, Finnbennach. Maeve, refusing to be outdone, became obsessed with acquiring an equally impressive beast, the legendary brown bull of Cuchulain, Don Quairne. This magnificent creature was not simply an animal. It was a symbol of power, of prosperity, of male potency. Maeve's desire for the brown bull went beyond mere pride. She saw it as a chance to prove her equality to Éire-History, to demonstrate that she was his equal in wealth and power. When negotiations for the bull failed, Maeve's pride and fury were unleashed. She gathered her armies, forging alliances with other kingdoms, and launched a devastating invasion of Ulster, the land of the brown bull. The curse of Maeve's ruthless revenge. The cattle raid of Cuchulain was a bloody affair. Maeve's forces clashed with the warriors of Ulster, each side vying for control of the prized brown bull. Yet the tide of the war turned against Maeve. The warriors of Ulster, though outnumbered, fought with incredible ferocity, defending their land with unwavering courage. Facing defeat, Maeve resorted to a desperate, and some would say, wicked act. She called upon a powerful and ancient curse, invoking the wrath of the goddess Macha. This curse struck the men of Ulster with debilitating pain, a pain akin to childbirth, rendering them helpless to defend their land. The curse of Macha was a testament to Maeve's ruthlessness. It showcased her willingness to use any means necessary to achieve her goals, even if it meant unleashing supernatural forces upon her enemies. This act of desperation secured her victory in the short term, but it would also sow the seeds of her eventual downfall. A clash of titans, Maeve and Cuchulain's fateful encounter. With the men of Ulster incapacitated, Maeve finally captured the brown bull. However, her triumph was short-lived. A single warrior stood in her way, a young man destined to become a legend. Cuchulain, the Hound of Ulster. Cuchulain, though just a teenager, was a warrior without equal. He fought with the strength of 10 men, his rage fueled by the injustice inflicted upon his people. He challenged Maeve's army single-handedly, holding them at bay with his unmatched skill and ferocity. Although she fought Cuchulain, Maeve ultimately retreated, recognizing his superior strength. However, her desire for the brown bull was sated. Cuchulain, bound by honour, allowed her to take the bull, knowing she would return it after a year. Maeve, though defeated, learned a valuable lesson that day. She had been bested by a warrior who fought not for power or greed, but for honour and the love of his land. This encounter would forever alter her destiny, setting in motion a chain of events that would ultimately lead to her demise.